Warren Buffett on how to make your first 1 million. Welcome to Cash Street, where cash is always king. Warren Buffett is widely regarded as the greatest investor of all time and has a fortune of more than $100 billion. This wasn't always the case though. When Buffett made his first investment, he purchased 3 shares of City Service preferred stock at a price of 38 cents each when he was just 11 years old. I know that if you clicked on this video, you wanted concrete steps on how to build wealth so that you can get your first $1 million or even your next one. In this video, we'll talk about 4 things Warren Buffett taught him that can help you get your first million. These lessons come from watching a lot of Buffett's interviews and reading almost all of his writings. In return, all I ask is that you click that like button. Let's get started with the video now. The significance of being what Buffett refers to as a learning machine is one of the most significant lessons learned from studying him. Buffett has said that he has never seen anybody become very effective without continuously attempting to better themselves and redesign their abilities and information. And this is not simply learning for the sake of learning. The ultimate objective is to become one of the most skilled individuals in your field. Because you can effectively charge whatever you want for your services and people will gladly pay it, once you reach that level of talent in your chosen career, you can anticipate seeing your earnings skyrocket. You can charge hundreds or even thousands of dollars per hour if you are the best doctor, lawyer, plumber, real estate agent, or salesperson in your area. Your customers and clients will happily pay it if you charge that much. Without Warren Buffett being a learning machine, continuous learning machine, the record would have been absolutely impossible. The same is true at lower walks of life, says Charlie Munger, Buffett's business partner, describing how being a learning machine has been the key to Buffett's success. I see people rise through life who were not the smartest or even the most hardworking at times, but they are learning machines. Every night they go to bed a little wiser than when they woke up, and boy does that habit help, especially when you have a long run to run. Before becoming the world's most successful investor and CEO of one of the largest companies, Buffett was an entrepreneur as a child and a teenager. Many people are unaware of this. Before side hustles were even cool, Buffett was the master of them. He would buy 6 packs of Coca-Cola bottles when he was young and sell each bottle for a nickel. He then moved on to a pinball business, making about a penny on each bottle sold. One of his most successful ideas was to open barbershops and pinball machines. According to Buffett, he started a modest business in 1946 by purchasing a pinball machine for $25. Buffett made a straightforward proposal to the barbershop owner. Let me put this pinball machine in your barbershop, and while people are waiting to get their hair cut, they can pay a nickel to play. Buffett and the barbershop owner would split any money. From the start, this business was a success. After putting the pinball machine in the barbershop, Buffett took 4 nickels the first night. After a week, Buffett had $25, which was enough to buy another machine. Soon, Buffett had pinball machines in barbershops across Washington, D.C., where his family was living at the time. Even though he started a business with just $25, he ended up selling it a year later for $1 million. Despite the fact that pinball machines are no longer popular, Buffett's entrepreneurial experiences as a child and a teen are still relevant today. Beginning some sort of business regardless of whether it's not your full-time gig and just finished as an afterthought can be incredibly strong to getting towards your initial $1 million. The statement's math is very convincing. Let me explain what I mean. Let's say you are a teacher and earn $50,000 per year. With this money, you could save $5,000 per year after covering all of your living costs. However, if you run a side business that makes $35,000 per year, whether it be blogging, landscaping, or anything else, you can increase your savings by 7 times. Let me explain how your salary from your day job covers all of your costs. This means that any extra money you make from your side business can be put toward investing and saving. Therefore, the $5,000 you used to be able to save annually now receives an additional $30,000. This means that you can now save and invest $35,000 7 times more than before you had your side business. You will be able to rapidly increase your wealth as a result of this. If you don't have something called compound interest working for you, it will be much harder to reach your $1 million goal. If you only save money instead of investing it, it will take much longer to reach your goal of $1 million. Buffett frequently mentions how this perspective on money and wealth creation was fundamentally altered when he discovered the power of compound interest. In fact, Warren Buffett's official biography is titled Snowball because he likens compound interest to rolling a snowball down a hill and how important it was to his success. The snowball is small at first, but as it rolls down the hill, it accumulates more snow until, at the bottom of the hill, it is much larger than the snowball that started at the top of the hill. If you simply keep the money in a bank account where it does not earn interest, it will take you 40 years to save $1 million even if you save $25,000 per year. If, on the other hand, you are able to invest the same $25,000 annually in the stock market and receive a $10 return. In less than half the time it would have taken if you had not invested, you would reach that $1 million goal in just 17 years. You would have received investment returns totaling more than $580,000 even though you had only put in $425,000. Take a look at the amount of money you would have at the end of each year in this table. Notice how toward the finish of year 2, you would have procured $2,500 from your speculation account. Yet toward the finish of year 17, you acquired almost $90,000 in venture returns that year. Buffett is referring to the power of compound interest in this manner. When you comprehend this idea, you will no longer believe that a brand new automobile costs only $50,000. You'll be thinking about how the true cost of the new car is hundreds of thousands of dollars, possibly even $1 million of wealth that you're missing out on because you can't use compound interest on that $50,000. If you aren't careful, the power of compound interest can also work against you, just as it can do great things for your investment account. As Buffett says, building interest is the 8th marvel of the world. He who comprehends it procures it. Those who refuse to pay compound interest are working against people who have a lot of debt with high interest rates. This is why Americans who have been making payments on their credit card debt and student loans for years still owe as much, if not more than they borrowed. Making sure that compound interest is working in your favor rather than against you is one of the most important lessons you can apply to your own life from studying Buffett. You need to be able to save money in order to even have money to invest. People typically spend more money the more they earn. Buffett, on the other hand, takes a different approach to enhancing their lifestyles by purchasing better vacations, luxury cars, and larger homes. Even though he is one of the wealthiest people in the world, Buffett lives a simple and modest life in Omaha, Nebraska, in the house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. As chairman and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, Buffett only gets paid a base salary of $100,000. The math is straightforward. Earning your first $1 million will take longer if you spend more. There are chances to save money, invest it, and reap the benefits of compounding interest if you live simply and cut back on expenses. Avoiding lifestyle inflation or lifestyle creep is one of the most important keys to wealth building. Lifestyle inflation occurs when a person tends to spend more on living expenses as a result of their job earnings. People typically acquire pricier automobiles, reside in pricier homes, and take pricier vacations as their salaries rise. Lifestyle inflation is analogous to running on a treadmill. You're making more money, but you're not saving anything because your costs are rising at the same rate as your income. Now, you don't have to go to this extreme, but if you want to really build wealth and reach your first $1 million goal, you have to resist the urge to increase your living expenses at the same rate as your income does. It's straightforward math. The greater the gap between your income and living expenses, the more you can save and invest, and the quicker you can reach your first $1 million worth of goals. So, there you have it. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to Cash Treat because this is my goal to help you become a better investor and increase your wealth. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below as usual. I appreciate your attention and look forward to speaking with you again soon. Thank you from Cash Treat, where cash is always king.